live around lunchtime. 12:45 where we at. I don't know where you at, but we in the central time zone, so it might be 1 something, might be 11 something. Either way, we with you. So we're gonna give Facebook a little time to do what it do, 60 seconds or so then we can do what we do. And you saw the title of the video, so that lets you know a little bit about what we're about to discuss, what we're about to talk about, the things and the scenarios we're about to bring to life, so you can see a clear picture of what's going on and what you need to do with it. Not yesterday, but today. If you haven't done it yesterday, you should have started yesterday, but you definitely don't want to delay. And that's all I'm gonna say for now. But of course, we are Mr.
and Mrs.
Smith coming to you live from the Social Security office. Many people know what the Social Security office is, and they really don't like coming here because it's always a long line. It's always crowded. It's always full of people trying to get, their money, so to speak, quote unquote. Now, I don't want to dive too much into the content because, as we said, we're going to give Facebook a little more time to do what it does.
Yes. So if you are on, make sure you let us know where you are tuning in from,
yes,
so that we can shout you out. I see Ray Hope on. Hey, Ray.
Ray in the building.
All right, so we are definitely about to get started because we do not want you guys to miss this knowledge. We're catching some people on lunch break, and some people are about to properly come off of their lunch break. So, regardless, you can go back, you can watch it, you can take notes. All right. Why are we at the Social Security office? All right, and we want to show you guys for real. We are.
Yeah, and as you hop on, send thumbs and hearts, float them across the screen. We like to see that. Thumbs and hearts, send them around. Any emotion. I don't care if it's a happy, laughing face. But as you can see, Social Security Administration. And right in front of us is the website. If you want to just go visit it, if you want to just go tap on it and, and visit that location. So it lets you know where we are. And we want to let you know what the Social Security office said. But this is what's going on. Now, do you have something you want to intro or say before I start?
Well, every time we ride by the Social Security office, it is packed.
Always.
I mean, the parking lot is packed out. You can hardly find a parking space, and I mean, it's non-stop. So everybody's in there for a reason, obviously. So we're just going to give you the cold, hard truth as it pertains to the Social Security Administration. So let's go ahead and take it away. This is some education that's actually available to us, and that we learned through our financial education platform. All right, so.
Absolutely. Look, America is the wealthiest country in the world. Statistics show America accounts for more than 25% of the world's wealth. Is home to 536 billionaires, nearly 7 million millionaires. However, even with all this wealth, 80% of Americans feel like they're falling behind financially. Yes, this is true. Okay, that being said, even the Social Security Administration, show it to them one more time as I repeat, even the Social Security Administration reported that for every people born in America, every 100 people born in America, by the time their 65th birthday arrives, 36 are dead, gone, no longer with us. 54 are financially dependent on family or welfare. 5 are still working. 4 are financially successful, and only 1 of that 100 is wealthy. Now, this is what the Social Security Administration reported. They know this, but this is who we depend on. Now, I'm going to proceed a little bit more. Corporate wages are stagnant, meaning they're not moving, they're not growing, they're not flowing like currency should. Most companies have dumped their pensions, and economic growth is slow, very slow. The bottom line is, for most people, old-line financial strategies are not working. Millions of people are looking for alternative ways to improve their finances. Most people need more cash flow and better financial strategies. That's what we come in at. But before we let you know what those better financial strategies are and increasing cash flow, opportunities are, we just want to let you know that literally people are lined up here. And of course, there's a couple other things that takes place at the Social Security office. But literally people are coming in here, leaving out just to find out that they put in work at a job 20 plus years, 30 plus years, sometimes 40 years or more, just to find out that now they have to live off of less than what wasn't getting the job done when they were working. So they were living check to check when they were working a job. So if they're living off less money now by depending on Social Security, that means that check may not make it until tomorrow or the day after because it's already spent before they even get it. So now they realize, wow, I spent all this time working at this job just to retire into poverty. This is what's literally happened. We're not saying this to scare you. This is not no fear tactic that we're using. This is what's literally happened. And you know people who are in these scenarios who depend on Social Security, and you know that you don't want that to be you. But you definitely have to take action. Not tomorrow, not the day after tomorrow, not next week. This is something that has to be done yesterday, but ultimately today, as she stated. Today. You have to take action on this today. So when we talk to you and we position certain information in front of you, the more you delay, the more you're pretty much agreeing or saying you're okay with getting in this line. You're okay with being in this parking spot, pulling that number just to find out how much you have to live off of. When you delay or deny or say you got to think about it, pray about it, ask somebody, do your research, you're pretty much okaying the idea or welcoming the idea of standing in this Social Security Administration line just to live off of less than what wasn't getting the job done or what's not getting the job done now. And it doesn't matter how old you are. If you're, closer to retirement age, you definitely need to get on it. But even if you're younger, you still need to get on it because retirement is not based on age, it's based on money. And you can position yourself now to be financially set. That's my spiel for now. I got some more, but I know Ms. Smith got something for you.
Yeah, I mean, when you just think about it, and, it's sad because we talk finances every day, all day. We're constantly in your face talking to you about credit and eliminating your debt and investing and really, having something to fall back on because Social Security is not enough. Yet, there's a ton of reasons why you don't take action. Sadly, a lot of people even feel like they're too young to be thinking about retirement or they're too old to be thinking about retirement. And it's truly a sad situation, especially when you go to places like Walmart or Target or, some of these local grocery stores and you see elderly people working there. People that, some people you can just look at them and you can guess, okay, she got to be about 70, 80. Some people you can, being funny, but some people you can just look and you can tell they're tired. They're older. They should not be working. But sadly enough, it's becoming more and more common that our people are retiring and going right back into the workforce. And, it's really, truly going, it's going to be extremely sad when we see some of the same people, some of our peers, some of the people that we're friends with on Facebook that we've tried to expose to this information. They didn't take heed, and it's going to be truly sad to see them in the same exact situation. You don't want to have any regrets. You should live life with no regrets. But, I honestly feel like that would be one thing that you would regret. All right, is not taking action, not looking into alternative methods of making money, not looking into passive income. That's just something that you should be doing anyway. So, again, we're not trying to scare you, but at the end of the day, you must know that Social Security is not enough. If you are living paycheck to paycheck now, even if you aren't living paycheck to paycheck, if you're living comfortably now, imagine when you get Social Security, if you rely on Social Security, getting a portion of what you're making. I just want you to think about that. A portion of what you're making. So if you bring in, I'm just going to throw some crazy numbers out there because I don't know the exact numbers, but if you right now are making about $3,000 a month, and that's good for you, that's good. It's getting the bills paid. You have a little bit of extra money to spare. Now, imagine having those same exact expenses, but only having $1,500 a month that you're bringing in opposed to $3,000. How do you squeeze
$3,000
out of $1,500? You have to have alternative things in place. All right. The traditional means of making money, like Marcus stated, is not working. So you have to always continuously work on your plan B.
Absolutely. And you don't want to leave matters into someone else's hands. I promise you, nobody else has your best interests at heart like you do. Social Security doesn't, the government don't, the banks don't, friends and family don't. So it's up to you. And truth be told, I thought about something that she was saying. You know, one of the regrets that people may live with is not taking action, not taking full control of their finances, and then they find themselves in these lines, in these parking slots, pulling these numbers, getting less money than they were getting when they were working on their job. Think about it this way, because you may have some people, it may not necessarily be you right now, or because it's so far away for you to retire, you kind of brush it off and, you know, overlook it and feel as though, you know, I ain't got nothing to worry about. I'll figure something out by then. That may be your thought process. But this information can help somebody that's in connection to you as well. So if you have a family member that's on the verge of standing in this line, because you didn't take action, you are part of, I ain't gonna say the cause, but you are part of what could have prevented them from standing in that line. You could have assisted them instead of, you know, you not taking action. You prevented yourself from helping them have to live off half of what's not getting the job done now. So think about it that way. Think about it from a non-selfish standpoint on how you can be of assistance to someone else just by you adopting this information, adopting this education, and applying these strategies that we teach, because it can go a long way. Yeah. This is literally happening.
And think about generations as well. You know, think about your generations. If you're going to rely on Social Security and you have children, you have to understand children pick up on everything.
Oh, yeah.
They repeat. You know, I was doing something the other day. I don't remember exactly what it was. And I was telling my husband, I was like, you know what? I don't even know why I'm doing this. Just because, you know, I saw my mom doing it. So, you know, we pick up on things. Children, they pick up on things. If you're struggling, if you rely on Social Security and you start to struggle even more, guess what they're going to adopt? The struggle. All right? They will do what they see because that's what they know.
Absolutely.
All right, so let's go through those numbers again.
Let's do it.
In case you missed them, because I see the viewers kind of fluctuating. So if we go over those numbers for every 100 people, right?
Absolutely. So here we are at the Social Security Administration office. This came from them. They said, even the Social Security Administration reported that for every 100 people born in America, by the time their 65th birthday arrives, 36 are dead.
Okay, wait. Stop there. Let's break this down.
Okay.
So, by your 65th birthday,
65th,
36 people are dead.
out of 100.
Can you imagine working from the ages of 18 to 65, all right? Retiring, saying, you know, having the mentality and the mindset of when I retire is really when I'm going to live life. That's when I'm going to vacation. That's when I'm going to, you know, do what I really want to do. That's when I'm going to, you know, get involved in some clubs and, you know, and really socialize and go golfing every day. You know, regardless of what your dream is, can you imagine working from age 18 to 65 and then dying?
Right.
That is not life. It's just not.
So that's a key piece of why you need to get things in order now. Don't wait until the age of 65. See, they've tricked us into feeling like we have to work for someone until that age so they can get the most out of our younger years.
Man.
So they can get the most out of our youth. You got to think about that. You know, if living up until 65 was the golden years, then people will still be working past that. They know that your energy has been exhausted by that time. So they really don't want you working there anyway at that time.
And let me say this, babe, and I don't mean to cut you off. Why do you think you see all the elderly people in the grocery stores, in the restaurants? Because these big corporations are not going to hire you after a certain age. They really aren't. Like, you can do your research. After a certain age, these big companies and corporations, they will not hire you because they're looking for longevity. And you 68 and they looking at you like, nah, we need somebody in their 20s. somebody in their 30s who's, who can dedicate years of their life to working for us.
Yes.
Okay? So think about that. We are not making this up.
Absolutely. So.
Okay, sorry.
By the age of 65, most people are, or how many people? 36.
36 are dead.
Okay,
and then what's the next one?
Then 54 are financially dependent on family or welfare. So let's break that down. That's more than 50%.
Yes.
Of 100. 54 are financially dependent on family or welfare. So here it is. They worked 30 plus, 20 plus, 40 plus years of their life just to be dependent on their kids. Or dependent on welfare to take care of them. And they put in all this work for the company. Why isn't the company taking care of them?
Exactly.
Because it was never up to the company in the first place. They knew that. You just didn't know that. Or the person who's experiencing this didn't know that. So that being said, it's fully up to us.
That's insane. That's insane when you think about it. And it's too often. And different states do different things. They live differently. But it's so often that I hear, oh, I'm moving my mom in, or I'm moving in with my mom to help her out with bills. Now, it's different if they're sick or ill, something like that. But they're financially dependent. Can you imagine? Just think about this. Take yourself out of the equation. Can you imagine your mom, your grandma, your granddad retiring and being broke? Can you imagine that? So not only are you now living, paycheck to paycheck, or making ends meet, or even if it's not paycheck to paycheck, you're living comfortably because you're working, but now you have to take them in. Or you have to now cover their bills. I mean, think about that. Just think about more than just you in this equation. If you feel like, oh, okay, I'm good, I don't want to hear what y'all saying, that's perfectly fine. But think about your mom and think about, the elderly, all right? Your grandma, your aunties, your uncles. Can you imagine them living that way?
Absolutely. And then this is the thing. Some people have some people in their life who can assist them or take care of them.
Mm-hmm.
But for those who don't, then they're the ones who are dependent on welfare. So this is what ends up happening. See, stress is a direct connection to money a lot of times too. See, we think that money doesn't really matter, which I like to say that, but in all actuality, it's a tool that we use to do and get certain things. That being said, it does connect and affect our stress levels. I'm going to bring it home. If a person is on welfare, meaning that they're depending on less money than what was getting the job done, not to mention they may have different health issues. If they can't get ends to meet on welfare, then how do you think their stress level is? High or low? Extremely high. If they already had health issues, or even if they didn't, do you think they will start to get some, or will it affect the current health issues that they currently have? So you find people who are struggling, and now they're stressing because the money isn't getting the job done, and they know they don't have the energy and the capability to do what they used to do in their youthful years, and they didn't take full advantage of their youthful years. So now that stress level leads to them feeling even more ill and dying sooner. So age 65, 36 are dead, 54 depending on family or welfare. But we're not even going to talk about the amount of people that die after that due to the stress that was caused by the lack of money.
Man, and that might be too deep. That might be too deep for some people to really process, tying in the stress and the money. That might be too deep for some people to process, you guys. But just listen to the numbers. All right, so we got 36 out of 100 people. 36 are dead. 54 are financially dependent on family or welfare, and then
5 are still working.
5 out of every 100 are still working.
That just means they just don't happen to have the energy to still work, but they retired into getting another job.
Or just staying at the one that they're at because they don't feel like they're ready to let it go.
That's true. That's true. I've seen that left and right.
That's insane. Still working after the age of 65.
Then 4 are financially successful. See, these are the individuals who who took heed to information that was being shared,
Yes.
by individuals like us, by individuals like, our partners, by individuals or certain things that they just, came across. They took advantage of it. They didn't push it off and say, I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm going to do it next week. I'm going to think about it. And tomorrow never comes. And the thought process or the research never takes place. So the action never happens. These people actually took action. So because of it, these 4 people are financially successful. They're stable. They can do what they need to do. They can enjoy those golden years like people anticipate. And then 1 out of all of them is truly wealthy. This means they have generational wealth. They can do not only everything everybody else that can do that's financially successful, but they can also leave down generational wealth. Just 1. Because these people took heed.
1 out of 100.
Yes. They took heed to the information that was being shared, but at the same time, they sowed seeds into their future that turned into a harvest, and their harvest blessed their future generations. 1 out of 100. 1%. So you got to take action. If you want to be a part of the final 5, those are the numbers. Hopefully we can get that number higher, but it starts with taking action. We run into too many people that delay and push it off and think about it, pray about it, hope about it, wish about it. But none of that stuff includes action.
Where will you fall? The question is, where will you fall? And here's the thing. It's not too late. It's really not. If you are, older, if you're in your 40s, 50s, close to 60s, it is not too late. It starts with knowledge. All right. You need to get educated. You need to get educated. And then, you have to take action at the end of the day. We talk about it all the time. We talk about a financial platform that can get anybody on the straight and narrow. It's extremely sad when you do talk to people who feel that it's too late for them, or people who are completely comfortable with getting their Social Security or their disability checks, because we hear that one a lot too. And that's truly, truly sad. But you must take action in order to be in the final 5.
Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better myself. I mean, live from the Social Security Administration.
Yes.
We see people walking in, and they're not always too happy when they leave. I'm going to just say that.
Right. And you guys, if you don't believe us as it pertains to Social Security and what they do or the lack thereof, there's a website right here. Dirty Windshield.
Straight ahead.
All right, it's right there. It's socialsecurity.gov. It's on the building. Sometimes they put it on the building to avoid people from coming in. All right, because people are definitely not happy campers when they come in or when they leave out. All right, so that's what we wanted to share with you guys. Feel free to reach out to us if you're looking for ways to just completely transform your financial situation, to get your plan B started, to really just get things right. Hit us up. We're always available. You can comment. You can click the link on our business page. All right, and contact us that way. You can feel free to inbox us. Anybody who comes in communication with us, they know that we respond right back. So hit us up. Let us help you, but do not fall in the category of people who are just not happy, still working after 65. Of course, we don't want you to be dead, but we definitely want you to be financially stable or wealthy. All right.
Absolutely.
That's all we got.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith
signing out.